What's on your mind?
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Jim Townsend. I'm with Wilson and Company, 410 North 44th Street, Phoenix. Next week, we will be holding a public meeting on the City of Nogales Bicycle and Pedestrian Plan. The Bicycle and Pedestrian Plan is funded through a grant by ADOT that your city engineer, Juan Guerrera, secured last year through an application, a competitive application. And so we started this process about 3 months ago, and it'll last through the year. The meeting next week is our first public meeting, and we're at the stage of gathering input, understanding the issues, so that we have a clear understanding of what the community sees. And from there, we'll pivot to trying to develop a plan of attack to provide better accommodation for bicycle and pedestrians in the community. There's a broad cross-section of individuals that are volunteering their time on a committee, a steering committee that's providing excellent input to the team, and we just wanted to say we appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you. Is that it, Mr. Thompson?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for enlightening us on that, on the bicycle paths. It's something that we've been kind of looking forward, waiting for this day to things start happening and unfolding, and thank you for that positive information. Thank you, sir. We also...
Yes. Thompson, for the record, can you mention what where the meeting's going to be held and all that?
Oh, yes.
I know we've got that information, but
Yeah,
so the general public will know.
The public meeting will be here next week, next Wednesday, from 6 to 7:30.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. 6 to 7:30. Okay. Going to the next speaker, we have this is Jessica Ruiz. If you'd like to come up to the podium, just state your name and address, and let us know what you got in your mind.
Yes, my name is Jessica Ruiz. My address is 1113 North Royal Road. And basically, I'm here to support Mr. Townsend and his group, and say that it's an amazing project. I'm here from 0S3, and we are just super excited that this project is beginning to unfold, and we just want to say thank you, and we totally support you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. Ruiz. It's really a great community project. We thank also Zero Stress, I'll say, that you've been working on this for some time now, a few years, and the city's been trying to be as helpful as possible, and I think with the team effort, we're finally starting to get to that point of having some fruition, especially thank Ingeniero Guerra for that grant money that he applied, and hopefully with Zero Stress also working, and all the other stakeholders that are involved, before we know Nogales is going to have its first bicycle path, and a little more to offer for cyclists. So thank you all so much for that. I don't see any other calls to the public forum, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it down to Letty. Thank you, Letty. We're going to go ahead at this time, and we're going to turn it over to our chief from our police department, Mr. Bermudez. You have a presentation for us. We're looking forward to it.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, members of the general public, members of the community, I'd like to introduce and welcome our latest 3 additions to the Nogales Police Department. If you can just stand up in front, please. I'll give you a little short bio of going to give you a short bio of the 3 officers that we hired a couple of days ago. Actually, Monday. They started Monday. First of all, it's Officer Carlos Montoya. He's in the middle. Officer Montoya was born and raised in Nogales and is a 1984 graduate of Nogales High School. Officer Montoya served for 3 years as a detention officer and 14 years as a deputy sheriff with the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office prior to joining the Nogales Police Department. Welcome, Officer Montoya. Officer David Esteban Lopez, on your right. Officer Lopez is also born and raised in Nogales and is a 2001 graduate of Nogales High School. Officer Lopez served for 10 years as a deputy sheriff with the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office prior to joining the Nogales Police Department. Welcome, Officer Lopez. Officer Raul Rene Lechuga. Officer Lechuga was also born and raised in Nogales and is a 2011 graduate of Nogales High School and a 2015 graduate of the University of Arizona. Officer Lechuga worked for a short time with the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office and the Nogales Unified School District before joining the Nogales Police Department. Welcome, Officer Lechuga. For information, these 3 officers already have their Arizona Post certification. So all they need to do is go through our field training program and they'll hit the ground running. They're very capable, competent. That's the reason we brought them over, or we picked them up. And looking forward to working with all 3 of you. Welcome to the Nogales Police Department, family and gentlemen. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Wildcats.
Congratulations.
Don't get carried away with it.
Congratulations.
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 Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Welcome
aboard. Thank you.
Welcome on board.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And without being said, I mean, I'd like to thank the families that are supporting these officers, especially in these difficult times that we're going through. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, in addition, if I may, I'd like to thank every single one of you, Mayor and Council, Dr. Felix, Mr. Parra, Mr. Kissinger, the community, department directors as a whole, for the overwhelming support that we've gotten, that we received in these much needed times as we go through these difficult times with the death of Officer Cordova. The support that we've gotten from community, from the local government, county government, well wishes, you name it, from across the country, has been overwhelming. And we've seen this community come together as it never has. In 34 years that I've been working for the Nogales Police Department, I've never seen the community together as it has this last week. And I just hope that we continue with this unity, with this teamwork, and calling ourselves a community as one, and showing the rest of the nation what Nogales is made of. And I can guarantee you that we're going to come out stronger than we came into this situation, and get over it, pick up the pieces, move on, and prove to Officer Cordova that laying his life on the line for the community, for his community that he so adored, was not in vain. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for their support and their continued support. You know, this is, we've been really busy. I think today is a time of reflection for me. I think it's the calm before the storm. I mean, I'm speechless with the support that we've gotten from the community. Again, from the entire city, from the entire nation. And for that, I'm thankful. And I thank everybody for their support in supporting the Nogales Police Department, and particularly the Cordova family. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And if I may say, it's us that are full of gratitude for the fine service your department and Officer Cordova exemplified, and you'll always live in our hearts. But at the same time, it's each one of you officers that follows that dedication that he showed, and we know we're in good hands. You're there to serve and protect, and we're so grateful for the service that you do to our community. That, like you said, it's kind of an eye-opening experience, but I think from now on, we will definitely be more involved in supporting your department and all law enforcement agencies in our community that responded so well that day, so professionally, that kept the risk down for the rest of the community. We're so grateful and thankful, and we're going to be here for you guys. God bless you all, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You did.
Thank you.
Mayor, may I say something?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I want to echo the eloquent remarks by the mayor. They were very profound and heartfelt, and I think those comments represent all of our feelings here. Also want to congratulate the three officers. It's especially moving for me to see three Nogales High School graduates there. Very moving for me, and especially Officer Lopez, because you were actually one of my students at the high school, and you were a great student there, and I know you'll be a great officer here. All of you exemplify the true spirit of public safety, and we want you to know our gratitude for that. And Officer Lechua, if you can only be 10% of what your father is, you'll do just fine. He's a good person. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Barona. Anybody else that would like to say anything? Okay, it's Councilman Donato.
Again, thanks to all three officers, Mr. Montoya, Mr. Lopez, Mr. Lechuga. It's a hard time to come in, but it's a great time for the city. We really appreciate all that you guys do, and me and Mr. Bermudez go back since our elementary days. And basically, Mr. Lechuga, you're probably 7, 8 years old when I met you with Little League, and you know what it represents to be part of the community. Mr. Lopez, Mr. Montoya, it's a one community. Just like we lived it, we're gonna pull on through. And basically, I know the whole backing of the community, the council and mayor, city attorney and city manager. I know everybody, all departments are one. So thank you, and God bless you, and feel free to count on us on having your support.
Yes, Councilman Diaz.
Mayor, well, first of all, we're all very, the veteran community is very sorry for the loss we had on Friday. It was an awful tragedy, but we must move on, and we must keep moving forward. And from the veteran community, we all support you guys. We've always supported you. I've interacted with all you guys. My son, with the towing business and all that. So it's hard. It was really hard for us, but we are here to help you. And anything you guys need, your department, to make it safer, anything we can do to help out public safety, we are here to help you. And you can count on us. You can count on me personally. You can count on any veteran in the county of Santa Cruz or the United States. If you guys need help, we're there to help you. I've got resources through our district BFWs and our state BFWs that we can do things for you guys. So all you have to do is ask. And thank you very much for the hard work you do and putting your life on the line for us, and serving and protecting the community. I really thank you for all that, and we are here to help. So thank you guys, and God bless you guys.
Thank you, Councilman. Anyone else in the council that can say something? Okay, well, thank you so much, all of you. It's, we feel very honored to have such people like yourselves. Again, welcome on board. I know some of you come with a little experience, and we're looking forward that like the chief said, you're going to come with boots on the ground, running, ready to man, and that gives us even more confidence that we're in good hands. Thank you, Chief, for the work you're doing. Again, God bless all of you, and thank you so much. And thank you for your families that support you so much. We're going to go ahead. Thanks for that presentation, and we're going to go ahead and continue with the agenda on orders. We have consideration and possible action of order 2018-05-036. It's an order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, approving a city contribution towards COBRA coverage premiums for a deceased city police employee. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
We have first, second.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think we're going to open it for discussion after this. And it's open for discussion. If somebody would like to say something, Councilman Barona, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't really have anything that I want to say right now, Mayor, but I would like to amend the main motion.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I would like to amend the main motion that we provide this benefit in the amount of $1,402.25.
Okay. All right. 1,000. That would be the total amount.
Yes, on a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis.
Instead of what it says.
And I would like to include in that amendment, if you might want to do it yourself, Dr. Barona, or I don't know if, but I would like to extend it to at least a year instead of 6 months. Seeing the times that are so difficult nowadays, and this is it's been over a century that we haven't experienced something like this from our local department, and it's not easy for a family of soon to be 4. Is that right, Chief? Would that be 4 members that in a sense I feel we as a city are honored to be part of that support, and so I somehow would like to. I don't know if you want to go ahead and take it, or we should make another amendment. And
I can include that, Mr. Mayor, in my amended motion.
Can you do that? Go ahead. And so
Second.
Along those lines, we will extend it to a year. And so we have a second also on that amended motion.
Might have hear who was the second? Councilman Lucero is the second to the amended motion by Councilman Barona, and the original motion was made by Councilman Maldonado and seconded by
Mr. Diaz.
Councilman Diaz.
All I suggested was an extension of a year.
And for point of clarification, it's an extension of a year for the
court team. For what Councilman Barona said?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I just make one question?
We're under discussion,
Yes.
and you may, Councilor.
Okay.
Jeanette, I think the COBRA works on a monthly basis. I'm not sure. Can it be extended to a year?
Yes, she would be eligible for 18 months.
Okay. I think.
Yes, but I can see something.
There we go.
Go ahead, Councilman.
With your permission, Mayor, can we make it 18 months?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's very appropriate. I thank you for letting us know.
Thank you.
So now instead of, we'll go ahead and run it all the way to 18 months on the amendment.
And just for point of clarification, Councilman Barona, and that's for the entire amount that you stated, correct?
Correct, Mr. Pryor.
Okay, so we have a first and second on that motion, and so I don't know if it's still open for discussion. Is there any other comments? Seeing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor of approving all the motions that were made to cover 14 months to 18 months.
So this is on the amended motion that you will be voting first.
Okay, we'll start, okay, so we go first on
The amended.
the amended motion. All those in favor of approving the amended motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays, none. That motion carried. Now we go to, anything else?
The original motion.
Now we go to the original motion. Yes, Councilman?
I'd like to make another amended motion, if I may.
Okay, now,
Councilman Barona, your motion, your amended motion was passed.
Mhm.
We're still under discussion.
Mhm.
Therefore, if you want to make a second amended motion, you may. I believe, Mr. Mayor, that
Okay.
you've turned things over to Councilman Barona.
yes,
So
go ahead for your second amended motion, Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to direct the city manager to present to the mayor and council within the next 90 days an option for the mayor and council to consider to provide the wife of Officer Cordova with lifetime health benefits, including the 4 children and the unborn child, until they are of 27 years of age. And only those individuals can be on the health plan.
that's a second amended motion, Council, Mr. Mayor. I don't believe that at this point there's a second to that amended motion. So you would need a second amended motion in order to proceed to discussion.
Right, okay, so we have, I second that motion. So we can continue with discussion, and we have, it's open for discussion now?
That's correct.
And we have Councilman Lucero.
Mayor, Dr. Felix, I'm in support of this, but wouldn't it be easier and if we would bring that back as an action item separately, so that way we can address it that way? Just it's becoming more convoluted and complicated, this motion. So I'd rather have it come back as a clean, separate agenda item so we can act on that.
Mr. Mayor.
Okay, that's the one for, the reason I believe for, while we're in discussion on that, I think that part of what you mentioned, maybe we just want to make sure with legal that doesn't complicate things down the road. If the widow ever decides to get married again and has, that's what we need to discuss,
Mr. Mayor,
I guess, right?
Councilman Lucero, this second amended motion that Councilman Barona has brought up and has at this point been seconded by Mayor Doyle can be included in the original motion that was made, and because we are under a particular item that is under discussion and under consideration and possible action, that direction that is being sought by Councilman Barona through this second amended motion is viable and can be included in that in the entire motion. It does not have to take effect. It is simply a direction by Councilman Barona to the city manager and myself to consider, so that at some point we can bring it back to this honorable council.
And I believe what Councilman Barona was really trying to say, so that it won't be any confusion, see if I'm if we're on the same page on that, it's for the children of our fallen officer that are involved right now, the one that's going to be born and the children he has, that him and his wife will be taken care of.
Just to bring it back to us. That's it. That's all it is.
And that's just wanted to make that
Just to bring it
clarification.
back.
Bring
So,
it back up.
so the first amended motion has been passed, Mr. Mayor. This second amended motion is still under discussion and has yet to be brought to a vote. So I would respectfully request the mayor to proceed on that basis.
Okay, so we're on that part of discussion, and that's, I just wanted that point of clarification. If anybody else has any other comments or questions, it's still open for discussion. Would anybody else?
So it will be brought back to us. Once you check all the dots and everything, see how it can be done or not.
That's correct, Councilman Jimenez.
And also, just a suggestion, I don't know if there's other insurance out there that, I don't know if the DOJ provides or the state or whatever, so that maybe when you do the report, maybe we can have that put in there also.
Okay, but for right now, we have passed
Vote.
a unanimous motion, voted on it unanimously that her and the children will be covered 18 months by the city.
That's correct.
The other will be coming forth on a future date.
That's correct, but in order for us to bring it back, as per the direction
We need to finish
requested
it
by
with a
Councilman Barona, we need a vote on
Yes,
that second
okay.
amended motion.
Seeing no other discussion on it, I call for the question. All those in favor of bringing that motion in the future, signify by saying aye. For
Aye.
approving it. Aye. Any nays? Seeing none, motion carried. Future date. The first,
Not the
the
original.
first original motion.
Now we need to proceed to
Proceed.
the original.
Now we
motion.
go to the first procedure. That was the one amended.
The second.
Second amended motion, okay. So that was in the second motion, carried a second amended motion. Now we go back to the original motion. And if you'd like to state that again, just for the record, do we have it? Just for clarification?
As per the order.
As per the order. Okay.
And it was, again, Your Honor, Mr. Mayor, the motion was made originally by Councilman Maldonado and seconded by Councilman Diaz. Correct?
All right, and we need a vote on it?
That's correct.
Okay, so we go back to the original motion and as amended, all those in favor, we already discussed it, no?
Yes.
So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Seeing none, motion carried unanimous. Okay, thank you. And now we go to the next item. We have B, consideration and possible action of order 2018-05-035, in order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, approving a water line extension agreement with OGC Properties LLC.
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion to approve, first and second, open for discussion.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to make sure, if I'm not mistaken, there's a 2-year warranty on this. Is there any way that, we've had such experiences when we're doing this. Just want to make sure, Mr. Guerra, that you're going to make sure that the line meets our specs and everything before we take it over, because I don't want to find out that the line breaks and then we have to put up hundreds of thousands of dollars of our money, because we're not in that position. Do you think that is it 2 years, or can we extend it longer? Is there something in writing that says it has to be 2 years?
Yeah, that's the standard. Normally it's 1 year. But I guess lately, city attorney Michael Massey, deputy city attorney, has been requesting 2 years warranty, which is still better. But our development code requires only 1 year. 2 years is better.
Okay.
But before accepting the water main, we have to, the contractor needs to provide the typical testing, water pressure, and then the the uniform slope test. So many different tests that needs to be, and then an engineer, a certified, a professional engineer needs to certify that everything was done according to standards. And the materials also needs to be inspected by our water department that are in compliance with the current material. There are many in the market, so we need to check for the materials.
Okay.
Yes, are you done, Council?
No, I just wanted to ask if, Dr. Felix, Mr. Guerra says that that's in the manual 1 year. Maybe if you can just review in a later time, just present us, what are other cities doing? Do they do 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? What other cities do? Because I like the 2 years, but I'm more comfortable with the 3 years.
Yeah. Well, I'll review, but basically it's been 2 years that cities that I've analyzed.
Well, if it is 2 years, just if you can update us. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And that, before you leave, Mr. Guerra, that includes all the work, right? The fire hydrants, everything?
Everything, as required by the fire department. They will be also reviewing and testing the fire hydrants to comply with the fire flow requirements.
So that the pressure won't be lost in that area.
That's correct.
Okay. Council?
Mr. Mayor, that was my question.
That was your question. Thank you very much, Mr. Guerra. So we have a motion to approve, unless there's any other discussion or questions or anything else that the council might have. If not, I'll call for the question for approving this order. And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Seeing none, motion carried unanimously. We go to C, and it's consideration and possible action of order 2018-05-033, an order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, approving a grant to the Boys and Girls Club for roof repairs. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Yes. And then second, open for discussion. Anybody have any questions? Yes, Councilman.
Just if we could get a little explanation, especially on the price that the city's going to pay for the re-roofing.
Okay, I think were there two bids on that? I saw the final bid, but was that second bid closed, or we didn't get too much history on it?
Good morning, good evening. Mayor and council, the Boys and Girls Club actually did the bidding on this. We thought it would be more advantageous that they would do the bidding and not follow the city procurement. We believe that Vicky over at the Boys and Girls Club could probably get a better price going out and talking to the contractors. She came up with 2 bids originally, and then she took one bid back, the lower bid, and even got a better deal with it as it relates to the coolers, right? Replacing the coolers and putting them back. So she did a really good job in negotiating a great bid on there. So the bid came in at $26,500 amount. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not 22.
Yeah, the
22,890.
22,890, right? But the grant we're asking you to authorize tonight is for $26,500. The difference is 15% for contingency. Whenever you do a roof and you expose it, you always sometimes find it. So, in other words, we won't have to come back in an emergency situation while the roofer's there. We added 15% on that, but it's not to exceed. So, the city will cut a check to Vicky when she brings us the final bill.
Is there any way that we can get Ms. Barton to work for the city here and save us some money?
Well, we could get her to be our purchasing. That would be great. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
We don't want to scare the purchasing
John,
agent.
John, how many square feet is there going to be re-roofing?
It was like 6,000 something.
6,865 square feet.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Re-roofing?
Completely,
they're going to. Is it right now? Is it a metal roof up there right now, or is it?
I don't know.
Is it? So it's not a metal roof, or is the metal roof just over the gymnasium part of it?
Metal roof is just under.
Are you doing it?
And,
No.
and Ricky, the gymnasium part is not gonna be re-roofed. I mean,
No.
the middle part is not gonna be re-roofed.
It's just
But the other part is
Yeah.
it complete, they're gonna pick up everything? Are they putting in new wood,
Yes, around the pool.
just around the coolers or the whole
Around
thing?
the coolers and where it needs to be.
Wherever, exactly.
Okay. Well, do we have any other questions or? See none, I call for the question. All those in favor of approving this order signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Seeing none, motion carried unanimously. And thank you, congratulations, Ms. Barton. Thank you so much for the great work you do for our community and for letting the city know their due diligence. We don't want to have that building damaged by rains or anything like that. We need to keep that thing maintained. Thank you very much, especially for the good prices you got. Going to continue on to ordinances. A, consideration and possible action of ordinance 02018-05-003, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, amending ordinance number 20X, City of Nogales zoning ordinance, and rezoning approximately 55 acres of undeveloped land from MFR and SFR to LI, which is light industry, from planning and zoning. Do I have a motion
So
to
moved, Mr. Mayor.
approve?
Second.
A second. Open for discussion. Yes, go ahead, Councilman.
I read the staff summary and all the attachments with it, so I am going to support the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission, so I will favor this. I'm going to support the people on the Planning and Zoning Commission, so I do favor this order.
I feel the same way, but do we have any other comments, or do we want to put it to a vote?
Let's vote, Mayor.
Okay, call for the question. Okay, all those in favor of approving this ordinance signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Seeing none, motion carried unanimously. Thank you so much. We're coming here now close to the end. On future agenda items, I'd like to put something on the future agenda items that I feel we need to look on. I don't know if it could be a study session. Maybe the chief could shed a little light on it, chief, that you have more experience. But one of the concerns that I have is for the protection of your officers in your department on maybe doing a study where we need to have installation of bulletproof windows on your squad cars. If you'd kind of like to comment a little on that, it's something that I'd like to see the council discuss in the near future and see what your thoughts are on that. If it's okay, to mention that.
Put it down as a future.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
future agenda.
On a future agenda, so thank you, Chief, and we'll have you at that time also, and we can give that for a future agenda item. Thank you, Chief. Yes, Councilman Barone.
I've asked on March the 7th, we can have an update on the charter changes so we can discuss it as a council, all of those. And we haven't heard anything on the amphitheater either. I requested that on March 7th. We have that money.
Thank you. Yes, we do.
And then
That's another important item.
on April the 4th, talked about the presentation of the recycling, the public works investigation. We were going to have a presentation on how we can use the overweight fees presentation. And then we were, just to give us an update on the Congress Street. Half of it is paid by the county, and then they said the other half was ours, and so I thought you guys were going to work out something so the tourists can see a nice paved area there. And That's all, Mayor. Thank you. It's
And
just
on
a
that-
catch-up. That's
On
all.
that last item, the doctor mentioned at Congress Street, I still believe that, you know, due to the fact that we get a lot of traffic through there from the trucking industry, the produce industry that park there, and that's where you usually notice that the road's more torn up.
That's right.
So maybe we can work together with the county overweight fees and the city overweight fees to get that done.
The next meeting, we're bringing an IGA to pave that street, 50/50.
Oh, thank you.
So that'll be on the next agenda.
We got, I think Councilman Lucero kind of had his hand a little before that.
Doesn't have his red pen anymore.
I think he dropped it or something. I don't
I
know.
have mine.
I don't know if it was the red in his eyes. I saw red. But go ahead, Councilman.
Thank you, Mayor. I also requested some time ago an update on our economic development plan. So I'd like to see that on the agenda sometime this year.
Okay, so I think that's going to make it a full agenda, pretty much.
Yeah, and not only, Mayor, if I may, please, and then if they can give us, what are we gonna work on so we can plan our schedule too for the city budget? When are we gonna talk about the city budget?
That's right.
Also.
Maybe we'll need to do a special meeting.
I think that's what we're gonna need, just for the budget, we're gonna need just one
Yes.
meeting, just for that.
Oh.
But just to tell us ahead of time, don't tell us the day before, because May's a tough month for everybody.
Very, very
Yes.
hard.
It's hard, the month of May, so. Oh, and then, Mayor, I did forget, what are we going to do with, home rule? You know, we haven't decided if the election's gonna be in August, or if it's gonna be in November, and we're running out of time. If we were gonna do it in August. If we're gonna do it in November, we have time. So let's.
Got it all? Okay, I think we're pretty much set here for the next couple of meetings, I think.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna go ahead then and go to the last part of it. If I have a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
So moved.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? None? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all so much for your participation.
Vamos a regresar a la casa, güey, yo temprano.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.